Hello, everybody. Midland Gaming. It's been a while since I've made an actual YouTube video. So this video is going to be the definitive guide to the glitchless run of Fallout 3. To explain where this comes from and why I'm making it, I got into running glitchless about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago now, and I got 7th on the leaderboard. And then I didn't really touch it. I kind of forgot about it after I got 7th on the board. I was happy with top 10. I took it and just went on. About a week and a half ago, I got a message on Discord from a GDQ hotfix showrunner asking if I would come on the show and run Glitchless live. So caught me completely off guard. So I spent the last week running this over and over and over. There are 4 major skips that will get covered in this video, and one alternative. I have one alternative skip. Every skip will have an explanation for how they work. And in this week that we've been practicing, we have made 3 or 4 things consistent. I think 3. We've made 3 skips consistent that have never been consistent in the run before. So this is actually kind of pretty big deal. So hopefully y'all enjoy the video. In to kind of explain how this is going to go, I'm going to talk about stop hops in the next section because that's our main movement tech that gets used through the whole thing. We'll talk about stop hops. We'll do the full playthrough. I'll do the alternative to Taft Tunnels skip, which you'll see about midway through the video. And then we'll do kind of contingencies. Say something went wrong in your run while you're going. This is something you can do to keep a decent time towards the end of the run, and everything you can do kind of to help it. So with that, let's get right into it. All right, I have redone this. I've redone the stop hop section several times now, so let's just try to get into it as quickly as possible. To explain stop hops, you'll start by pressing the jump button and then pressing W very shortly after. If you do that normally, you notice I hardly move, or I move only about 48 at normal speed. There is a bug with the physics engine. If you move your mouse left or right and then jump, you can see that all of a sudden our speed goes up to 75, and so we move it about 1.5 times normal speed. The little complimentary thing you can do with this is called stutter hops. That Hydrozonic showed me. He's the number 2, currently has the number 2 record as of this moment, but he says he's going to come back and take it. I fully believe him. That being said, this is how you do stutter hops, and it's basically the same timing as a stop hop. It is just harder for me to time. There was 2 in a row, and you don't have to swing your mouse. There's a stutter frame in between that if you jump during that frame, the game does not take away your speed. That being said, Hydrozonics uses it in his run. You see how much time it saves. I don't believe Pigspots uses it at all in his run, so do with that what you will. I believe stop hops are overall going to be the most consistent for most people. The 2 methods are you go like super controlled like Hydrozonics does, like this, through the whole run, or you've got like my kind of method where you do circle hops and it's a rhythm. It's kind of a rhythm thing like that. So all that being said, I think that's a good enough explanation. Let's get into the full playthrough. I'll see y'all in just a moment. Alright, so to start off, we do use a set save that is found on speedrun.com, and we run forward, talk to Dad, and then immediately turn around as quickly as possible as soon as the dialogue's over, and we'll try to hit the special book as soon as we possibly can. We put all of our skills immediately into strength and then skip out, because that makes a segment later in the game easier, and then we just have to wait to progress on from there.
You are quite the little explorer, aren't you? Serves me right for trying to pin you in. Come on over here. I want to show you something. See that? It was your mother's favorite passage. It's from the Bible. Revelation 21:6. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. She always loved that. All right, come on. Let's go see if your little friend Amada wants to play. These experiments don't be a damn fool. The experiment to prepare. Prepare to survive. Surprise! Sammy, you turned the lights on too fast. You blinded the poor kid. Happy birthday!
She is growing up so fast.
Happy birthday, honey. I can't believe you're already 10. I'm so proud of you. If only your mother...
Congratulations, young lady. I don't have to tell you how special this day is, do I? Down here in Vault 101, when you turn 10, well, you're ready to take on your first official Vault responsibilities. So here you are.
The birthday party sequence is pretty simple to do, though it is a little complicated. So if we wait until the last possible dialogue, we're going to skip ahead to the last possible dialogue before Dad stops speaking, just after the Overseer speaks. The trick that we do here is we immediately press E once on Father and then press W to talk to Amada. After that, we'll stop hop over to Stanley, or towards Stanley, till Andy starts to cut the cake, and then we'll go back to Father and we'll spam E so he doesn't leave that spot. After Andy's done cutting the cake and his animation is finished, we can move on and go talk to Stanley. After speaking to Stanley, we'll very quickly spin around and try to talk to Old Lady Palmer, while letting Dad walk slightly forward to the edge of the booth. After he walks to the edge of the booth, we'll spam E again to get him to stop right there, and then we'll wait on Butch to talk to us. After Butch talks to us, we'll click through his dialogue as quickly as possible. Amada will catch us, and we'll start to hear the intercom beep for Dad to walk over and talk to Jonas. After he talks to Jonas, when Jonas finishes his line, the instant he finishes his line, you can press E. I don't do it here, but you can press E to skip Father's dialogue there. We quick save, exit the game, come back in because it makes stop hopping easier from here on forward for the rest of the run. So now we'll stop hop over to Jonas, speak to Jonas, spin around as quickly as possible, talk to Dad. We'll come back.
What are you doing down?
We'll come back, shoot Jonas. Sorry, I'm a little ahead of the video. But we shoot Jonas because it skips dialogue a little bit. It skips his line of dialogue, and we're able to open the door, progress on to kill the Rad Roach after we shoot the targets. So we'll shoot all three. You do not have to shoot 3 different targets. You just have to land 3 shots, kill the Rad Roach. Stop hop back, behind Dad, push him forward so it skips a lot of this walking section, and we'll take the picture and move on to the next section.
Smile.
Boys and girls have different parts.
Is there a problem anyway? So, I'm the overseer's daughter, so what? Like, I get any kind of special treatment.
Revelation 21:6. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning.
Alright, this next section is not too complicated. We'll run through it very quickly here. We'll wait for Dad to finish talking, and we'll scroll down and click the very bottom option, which just says Bye, Dad, and we'll get on our way. We'll stop hop right past the door. Some people stop to grab the medicine bobblehead. I don't. Jump right past Jonas, go speak to Mr. Brock, and we'll pick the bottom option, followed by the middle option, followed by the top option. Then we'll change science to small guns, and we're good to go. And that's the GOAT segment.
Anything is possible, even an A.
Wake up! Come on,
To
wake
know
up!
these things. I'm not going to be around to hold your hand forever.
Alright,
Come
starting the
on.
next section isn't too bad. We get woken up by Amada, and we click through as quickly as possible. Usually choosing the middle option, as it seems to go a little bit faster through the dialogue. Take the stim packs and med-X there, and then we start hopping our way down the corridor. We only stop here to pull out our fist and start punching till we get past Butch. That way it skips his dialogue option. And then we can continue stop hopping up until we get up to Gomez, not Jonas, Gomez. And I miss him here quite a bit, but typically I punch Gomez and then move on. Since I missed so many, we just continued on. You don't have to punch for very long. We put our fists away so we move a little bit faster, start running through this section, mess up quite a few stop hops here because though I have run this game a lot, still struggle with stop hops a lot. A very, very lot. But we skip on through here as quickly as possible, bypass the soldier, or the guard. And a little tip about the doors. If you ever get stuck on the doors, it's because you're hitting the ground, you get stuck in an animation. If you activate the doors while you're in the air, you can actually skip that animation and it progresses a little bit faster. Here, I accidentally hit the wrong locker, but you pick up from that locker, go down, open the Overseer's tunnel, and then I think I may show it here. You can't actually sneak down when it's just like that. It has to open just slightly for you to make it down. So You get to see that a little bit there, and then we stop hop our way through here. Out here, and actually in black screens, you can move, and so I was just holding W there, but you can stop hop in black screens as well. So you can make that a little bit faster to make a little bit more time. We hop up on the railing to wait for the vault door to open so we get out at the earliest possible instant. And so here, of course, the vault door takes a moment, but once it opens, it'll leave a little gap. We slip through the gap, and then we run outside. We will speed up through these sections outside. I will voice over to explain where we're going, the routing, and what the trick is. And moving quickly through these sections. Immediately out of the vault, we'll hang a left and climb these rocks, and then from there we'll hang another left and make our way towards this truck. We're slowly making our way towards the Drury Street Metro, and if you need an exact direction before you can see it, you're heading about west on the compass. As you can see here, I gesture to where we're going. There's a small gap where you can climb up right over there, and as you can see, most of this run is going to be heavily dependent on how efficiently you can stop hop. Your biggest time saves in this run will be from stop hops before we get to any of the skips. If you were to compare times between me and some of the top runners, I lose as much as 6 minutes just in stop hopping. And so here we start climbing up, and we'll see our first level up, and we'll put all of our skills into small guns, and then we'll take gun nut as well to get 5 extra points. We will do that up until we get about 70 points, which will be just after Taft Tunnels, and then we'll start investing into medicine. So for all of this early section, we're going to invest purely into small guns and gun nut. And now you'll see where I gesture, we're making our way towards those 2 energy pylons, and it's a little hard to see with the sped up video, but there's 2 pylons over there, and we'll be slowly making our way to the left of those 2. And so we're aiming more southwest here than west, but you know, it's somewhere in the middle. After we get up here, we'll start aiming a little bit more towards Smith Casey's garage. As you'll see once we actually get past this rock, it is more efficient to hang closer to Evergreen Mills, which is to the left here. And that's because it gives us a straighter shot towards the doorway going towards Smith Casey's garage. You'll see that I will mess up quite a few stop hops here and there, but overall, this is a faster route. At most, I think you can, well, in my time, doing it this way and hanging closer to Evergreen Mills, I cut as much as 30 seconds off my previous time, which was just following the pylons. So this is much more efficient route, and we'll pick up from here after we're inside the vault.
Welcome to... Please find the nearest tranquility lounge.
So from this section, we'll hit the ground, we'll activate our Pip-Boy, put on our new suit, and if you crouch, you can actually sit in the chair before it fully opens up, which can speed up the process just a little bit. It's not a huge time save, but it's a little. We'll get in, and you'll want to aim about northeast when you start getting out of the chair. So you can see northeast here, and that helps us stop hop in that direction. We come in, you hit radio, pitcher, gnome, pitcher, cinder block, gnome, and then the bottle, and then you're good. And so then we'll click into here, activate that. We have to read the failsafe documentation first, activate the failsafe, hop on out, and there we go. We just stop hop to the exit, and that was Tranquility Lane as quickly as possible. But now we get a little extra save here with dear old Dad. That is, we don't talk to him as soon as we get out. We go all the way out. We exit the vault, and when we exit the vault, we do not move. We do not move from when we hit the load zone. So if we don't move, then Dad will not trigger on the mole rats, and we're able to speak to him here. You can go with the very top option, which I accidentally didn't do here, and then you go with the bottom options, and then you're good to move on, and we'll head on out and head towards Little Lamplight. Here, you see I got stuck on some mole rats there. But we'll exit and head towards Little Lamplight to set up our next save to progress the rest of this speedrun. there wasn't a whole lot to be said about the run to Little Lamplight, so I just showed the path here. But there is a little thing I can add in here. You can see the explosion here. We got 2 nailboard super mutants, which means they are somewhat prone to throw frag grenades. If you are a little bit slower and they happen to break your legs, just be sure to enter your Hit Boy and repair your leg or heal your legs. It's not too bad. Usually it's not enough to throw you off significantly on a run. But you'll come up here, be sure to hit your split if you make one there, and fast travel back to Vault 101. From here, we'll drop down as quickly as possible and progress towards this little mailbox, this little drop box down here. In there will be 3 frag grenades, a Psycho, and a Jet. We'll need the Psycho and the frag grenades for later in the run. The Jet is just, we pick it up because it's there, one of those things. And so from here, we'll progress towards the Citadel. You can see I mess up my stop hops quite a bit right there. But I'll let this progress to Citadel, and then we'll pick up a little bit after that where we pick up the Rad-X along the route. Alright, so starting just short of Citadel, you'll see here, we can run into some raiders here. You might see them in the top right as we're hopping past the water here. You can get unlucky and have one patrolling out here in the open, but usually it's not too bad unless it's a shotgun that's going to stay like right on you. So the earliest possible moment you can fast travel, you want to fast travel to Citadel. If they chase you, occasionally you have to progress a little bit further before you're able to fast travel. Usually 1 or 2 more stop hops and you can fast travel. Sometimes it's just worth it to just keep running. It is always faster to fast travel, but you know, not always necessary. So here we drop in, and the Rad-X is inside this boat along with another stim pack. Kind of took my time to show it a little bit there. A lot of runners, they'll drop in and pick it up in a couple seconds, so it's really hard to see. But that's the Rad-X we're going to need later on when we actually go to get the GECK. And so we do have a contingency for that. If you happen to forget it on a run, there is a contingency in Vault 87. So you'll get to see that there. Here we fast travel to Jefferson Memorial. And inside here, we'll pull out our pistol, hotbar to 1. We'll hotbar our stim packs to 2. And I put Rad-X as 3. And then I use my Psycho and my Mentats to make sure that things just go a little bit easier in this fight. I always make sure to kill the Centaur. A lot of people usually ignore it, but I've had the Centaur really screw me over as it gets hidden somewhere. And if you don't clear out all of Jefferson Memorial here, and this was by far one of my worst Memorial runs I think I've ever had, but if you don't clear out Jefferson Memorial, then when the scientists come in from Rivet City, they actually will stand outside, and you'll have to fight the super mutants outside, and it's at that point, you might as well restart the run. It's going to eat up multiple minutes just to progress in to get to Project Purity. But you can hop over here, kill one here. Occasionally you can get both super mutants there. I was not that lucky. And if you get really lucky with crits here, a lot of these super mutants will go down in 2 shots. I did not get that lucky. I always shoot down the hallway to try to lure the nailboard super mutant back here out. As you can see there, it worked. And so we get to save a little bit of time there, and then I will usually sleep to make sure our legs are healed and we're at full health. There is another segment you can do this on later on, once you're in Project Purity, that if you're through here with pretty high health and it's not really necessary to do so, you can wait and do it later, and it's a little more beneficial to wait later, but it's not needed, especially after you have your stim packs hotbarred. And so from here, we'll just progress to Rivet City, and I'll pick up a little bit after that. So I actually started recording a little bit short of Rivet City, and that's because you actually get the Rivet City fast travel point right at that trash pile. And so you want to fast travel to Rivet City, jump across the bridge as quickly as possible, and then choose the very bottom option when Harkness starts speaking with you. I mess up and click the one slightly above it, but you progress, jump left when you go through that door, and then progress all the way through to the science lab. From here, we get to do a little bit of a skip, where we stand up on top of this railing and then stand up to try to talk to Dad. I miss it twice, 3 times, and then that time we get it because we drop down. There is a way to save it. You just walk back left and you're able to get back up on the railing. And there we go. We progress back out through Rivet City. And remember, now we're tracing in reverse, so when we go through the door, we try to hop to the right back outside, and then we'll fast travel just back over to Jefferson and start our Project Purity. From here, we'll progress a little bit further, and we'll jump in until we get just outside the door to the rotunda, and we'll wait 2 hours. We have to wait 2 hours in 2 separate instances, because otherwise Dad will attempt to try to talk to you for the first hour, and the second hour he'll actually go inside. Here we got good RNG. He was in the front door, which doesn't happen too often. A lot of times he'll go around the back. So from here we progress downstairs, and we're heading over to cycle the switch that Dad told us about up top. From this point in the run, we are about halfway through the entire speed run. Here we'll come over, we'll flip the switch, we'll come on back, and from here you can save on the bed to the right. I saved in the previous section because I was pretty injured, but if you make it through here without getting too injured through that first section, I suggest running through straight to Rivet City, and you may get injured outside passing the super mutants when you leave towards Rivet City, and that's the best place to sleep down there if you can. From here you click the top dialogue option, then the middle one that says what about fuses, and then you're good to go. There's no other dialogue options. You can just say bye, progress back downstairs where we're going to install the fuses. And here we do kind of the same trick, where as long as you're in the air, you skip any animations, and so you'll see it here, granted way faster, so give or take some, but you'll see it hit right then. And we just progress straight back, and we'll do the same thing at the door up top. You can sleep in either of these 2 sections. There's no enemies here. There's no risk. So we're going to run right through, activate the door. And so here, the big difference is we do not hit that intercom. We go straight up top, and I take a slightly different route. I think it's faster. It may not be. Who am I to say? I like to cut back through Project Purity and do that, or through the rotunda and do that. It does not stop the timer. I checked that. I was questioning if it did before. It doesn't stop the timer. You just go straight through. Talk to the intercom here and progress downstairs. I struggle here for some reason. My E button just refused to work. And then a lot of runners can stop hop. A lot of the top runners can stop hop through these tunnels. I'm not very great at it, so you'll just see me kind of do the circle strat and hope it works. And since we left the super mutants outside, since we just ran by them earlier, they will actually attack the Enclave, so we don't have to have the animation of the Enclave running in. We'll just hear the shooting, and we get to progress down. You have to be careful with this. If you dodge too much, you can die from fall damage there. Trust me, I've done it. I'm a little bit better at this one, stop hopping through. I try to stop hopping the black screen. I end up just walking into the wall. And from here, we need to kill 2 Enclave soldiers. The Enclave soldiers will take 7 shots normally. If you're not reloaded, it's just best to reload so you can hit him with the 7. Here we actually hit a crit on 1 shot, so we actually are able to do it in 6 right there. And so we just progress on through, and we go into third person to speak to Colonel Autumn. That way it kind of skips his dialogue here, and we can do it again. You don't have to step away. I don't know why I did that necessarily, but it didn't really make a difference. You can skip his dialogue. He shoots Christina, and then the second he starts to talk to Dad, we go ahead and hit it again, and then start spamming E on Dr. Lee and pushing her down the stairs. It's the same thing like with Dad in the beginning and the very birthday sequence, where he doesn't move as long as you do it, so we're able to shove Dr. Lee around, get her right next to the door, and then right after Dad dies, you're able to trigger this, and now we'll go ahead and do our Taft Tunnels segment. Now, from Taft Tunnels, this is one of the biggest splits in the game, or one of the biggest saves in the game. From here, we talk to Dr. Lee as quickly as possible, click through her dialogue, and then we shoot Garza in the chest. We don't shoot him in the head just in case she kills him a little bit too quickly. This segment, the skip worked by having Dr. Lee distracted, and the coding is such that if she's distracted when you progress to the next area, she actually fast travels to you. And so we're able to progress through. We beat the eyebot, jump up top, teleport through, and then we can look on the compass, and once we see that they're there, we can put our gun away and progress through. So this, usually you'll follow this and jump across. I did not make it that time, which means Enclave gets some free shots on me. But we'll progress through Taft Tunnels as quickly as possible, dodging as many feral ghouls as we can. Hop through, get back all the way up to the Brotherhood of Steel checkpoint where they will start killing the ghouls. We'll jump on up here, and we're just far enough away that we're gonna be able to wait. And at minimum, it'll take 1 hour. At most, it'll take 3 hours. At 3 hours, Garza will show up. We shoot him in the head and progress outside. We do this because if Garza is still hostile with us when we step outside, the Brotherhood of Steel will turn hostile with us. Killing him avoids that. We fast travel to Rivet City, fast travel back, and the gate automatically opens, skipping Dr. Lee's cutscene. And with that, we fast travel to Little Lamplight, and we'll progress from here. It is at this point we invest fully into medicine, and then we take Child at Heart, so we make sure we can get into Little Lamplight without any issue. We jump inside, invest more into medicine, and from here we invest into Daddy's Girl. Coming up is a little skip found by Radioactive that I discovered last night, as a matter of fact, and that is you click all of the top options with Child at Heart, and you click the bottom option, and you can actually pass right through the gate. It removes the collision if you choose the bottom dialogue option. No idea why it is, but it does. And so from here, we'll say that we want to do Murder Pass, and we'll wait an hour. We wait an hour here because that gives McCready time to go open the gate, and by the time we get there, the gate will be open so we can run straight through. Meaning we don't have to stop at either of the gates progressing to Murder Pass. Run through Murder Pass is pretty uneventful, so we kind of skip through it, but the only major thing you need to know from this section is that we pick up a stealth boy from the shelf right here, and we'll progress on through, and we'll run through Vault 87 pretty much the same way. I will discuss a bug that can happen later on with what I call a run-ender, but we'll go into more detail in the later segment. I'll explain it briefly in the little run-through that we do here. After that, after the run's over, we'll go back and recap everything and the major skips, how they work, and how to avoid any major bugs.
Now try and hide from this!
Alright, so starting from just down here, we try to hop over these little desks here that the super mutants have piled up, and we can progress to the next area. As soon as we get through this loading screen, you'll see me hit the menu and load the autosave. That's because it breaks the detection from the super mutants from the last area. It keeps them from entering the GECK chamber here. This prevents what I call the run-ender happening, and I just learned about this yesterday. So if you do this and you load here, it prevents the super mutants from following you in. And from here, you can progress straight to the GECK, and there's only one thing you have to watch out for, and that is the very last mutant that we'll run into right past this room here. This mutant here, if he chases you into the GECK chamber and shoots, he can trigger the mutants from the other side of the map. So you'll see me trap him there. I take my Rad-X, I keyed to 3, go into third person, grab the GECK, and then we progress back out. He can shoot in the hallway, he just cannot shoot in the GECK chamber, and we're good. That completely prevents the run-ender from happening, and basically what it is the soft lock, where if the super mutants enter the room with the Enclave that we're about to come into, they will completely bug the cutscene. The super mutants that are actually spawned in the level, outside of the ones from the fire suppression area that it will trigger from across the map, actually are programmed not to enter the room during the cutscene, and so you're entirely safe as long as the other super mutants aren't here and the last super mutant does not shoot in the GECK chamber. You will not encounter the soft lock, and you'll be able to progress the game as
Good
normal.
work, soldier. Make sure the GECK is secured aboard my vertibird. Yes, sir. I'll have the techs come down and remove it immediately, sir. You're certain she's unharmed? Yes, sir. She'll pass out shortly, but we can revive her. Excellent. Prepare her for transport immediately. Right away, sir. So, you're awake. time for other matters. I'll be with you shortly.
Now, Colonel.
Yes, sir.
Alone at last. I do apologize for Colonel Autumn's attitude. He's been under a great deal of stress lately. I've no doubt that you know who I am. I'm sure you've heard my radio broadcasts. I'd like to have a word with you face to face.
Starting from Raven Rock, this one's pretty easy. We just progress through this little conversation with Colonel Autumn and the President. The President will speak to us for a moment, and then after that, he'll tell us to collect our gear. From when we're unlocked, we'll run to the door and wait here, and then the second we hear the XP sound, we can grab our gear. And we can spam E on the door as soon as we get the level up, we can spam E on the door and try to jump out as quickly as possible. If you're able to hit the stop hop, you should be able to bypass that soldier. If not, we have 10 strength and you can pass the dialogue check there. We progress through, just stop hop through as quickly as possible, straight through the mess hall here and then into the science lab. As soon as we get into the science lab, we'll hang a left, and a lot of times, if the scientists will beat you, they'll open the door for you, and you can clip right through, so it works perfect. Jump into this door, open while you're jumping. Enclave soldiers will open this one, progress on through, and the last thing you'll have to do, the last major skip for this section, is you'll punch the sentry bot, and for some reason the first hit missed, but you can then spam E on the door, and the second you hear the President will see you now, you're good to go. There was a little delay there, that's why I kind of turned to look at him to see what was going on. But then we'll progress on up. You'll click all of the top options with President Eden. We'll take the FEV sample, and then we're good. The most dangerous part of this exit sequence is at the very end. There's a soldier with a missile launcher, but as long as your health is decent, mine's above half here, you'll see that we actually do get hit by the missile, but we're able to progress just fine. We do have some broken legs that we need to heal outside. Occasionally you will get stuck where they will cripple you over and over and over on the door, but we do make it through this time without any major issue, as you see right there. And then we'll fast travel to the Citadel, heal our legs, and then we'll get to the last skip of the game. And now we're on to the Citadel Skip, the dreaded run ender for many world record runs. So we progress down, we jump into that section. You'll hear the dialogue start. We run back outside, wait an hour, enter back inside. Dialogue is a little different here from time to time. When you hear it, you don't have to like its area, you just have to follow orders. We can drop down, place a grenade in the inventory, and immediately try to pick up the Gatling laser. The Gatling laser is the most important part of this. It knocks them all down, and then we're able to progress. It skips all of their dialogue, meaning that now Sarah Lyons will just immediately come over to us, and we're able to progress on and finish the story. So here, the Brotherhood will turn hostile if you were caught when you entered in. They don't always catch you, but they do occasionally. We'll step outside, repair our leg, and then fast travel to Rivet City and just run to the end of the game. And I'll pick up almost in the final chamber so we can finish the game there. We started a little bit earlier than I said I was going to because I forgot to mention this jump outside. We stop hop right here and then go around. This is by far the worst luck I've had on this outside section because the super mutant that remained outside just decided to keep throwing frag grenades at me, so it ruined this little bit at the end. But typically he does have a nail board, but he usually runs up and attacks the Enclave soldiers. We'll jump right here. If you hit the jump right, you can jump over the railing, go inside, and we can run right past all of these Enclave soldiers without any real hassle. The worst two are these two with the plasma rifles because they can do a lot of damage, but we walk in, you aim at that little speck on the wall, go third person, you can trigger the airlock controls. From here we jump in, tell Colonel Autumn we want to kill him, and then hit 21-6, and that ends the run. And that would put you at a record time if you're able to do all of that flawlessly. Alright, and from here we're going to get into a more detailed breakdown of the major skips used throughout the run, and any alternatives we have to any of the little things that you might have messed up along the way. Alright, so for this next section we're going to talk about the alternative Taft Tunnels, and for that we're going to be using Hydrozonic's video and his former world record run. we'll just get right into it. There's not a lot to it. We'll run through it pretty quickly. It's pretty similar, except for just a few minor changes. So let's jump right in. All right, so here we have Hydrozonic's video, and this is the alternative to Taft Tunnels. This was the original strat for Taft Tunnels, if I'm being honest. So you go in and you kill all the scientists right off the bat. He does shoot Garza, but he kills Garza. You talk to Lee, and there's two options that you have here, and that is either you punch the Eyebot on the left or you shoot it. Hydri opts to punch it because it does less damage. If you shoot and hit a crit, there's a chance she kills the Eyebot too quickly. It works the same way where she's distracted and you're able to move to the next section. But because she's distracted, you're able to run straight through. I'll fast forward a little bit. You can see on the bottom left, she teleports through on the compass. And then you're able to run straight through and not have to slow down, and you don't have anyone to kill at the end. You're able to run straight through. So it is moderately faster. I think the time save is going to be negligible since you have to kill the scientist. But I do think it is a great thing to know in case Garza dies. In one of my runs, Garza has died, and I had to do the alternative. It is just somewhat more inconsistent if she kills the Eyebot too quickly. So with that, let's get into the contingencies, and I think that's going to wrap up the video after that. Well, I guess after that we'll do our little outro and talk about the GDQ appearance, and then we'll call it good. Alright, so let's say you make it into Vault 87, and then you get in your inventory and you realize, oh, I accidentally took my Rad-X. What do you do at this point, right? So if you're in this section, all you have to do is return back. That's the GECK chamber. If you go back to the living quarters and back to the two super mutants that you jump past the desks at, you go around the corner into this room. There will be a Rad-X waiting right here. That allows you to go straight through the GECK chamber without any issue again. And coming up through here, we get to use the same method where, oh, they're close to us, but if we go right through, whereas normally, they would chase us through if we load our autosave. Guess what? They don't chase, and so you're back good again. So with that is the first contingency. If you accidentally miss the Rad-X, or you just accidentally clicked it if you have it in your hotkey like I do occasionally, there is an alternative. It only takes at most like 5 to 10 seconds. And you're good to go. As for the last contingency, let's say you accidentally forgot to grab the frag grenades. I'm going to drop all 3 of these. Say you forgot to grab them at the beginning. What do you do for the Citadel Skip? Well, where you killed these 3 mutants here, these should all 3 be Nailboard super mutants. This is just before Colonel Autumn, by the way, where I'm doing this. These 2 super mutants that come in from out there should have frag grenades on them. And so you can bypass the mailbox at the beginning, although you do miss out on the Psycho, which helps you kill them a little bit faster. So you would take a time loss, but you do have a way to recover and get some grenades for Citadel Skip at the end. That's the only other contingency that I have for the time being, but those are the 2 major skips where something can go wrong just by you forget to pick something up. So hopefully that's enough to save some of your runs if you accidentally miss something. With that, I would like to thank you all for watching the video. Hello, Hydri. I know you'll watch it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun. My GDQ appearance will actually be tomorrow, May 6th at 9:30 Central Time. The show starts at 9 o'clock. If you want to catch Pig Spots running Fallout New Vegas, he'll be in the first segment, and I'll be immediately after him. He'll take about 20 to 25 minutes. There'll be a short intermission, then I'll start right around 9:30 in my Fallout 3 run. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the video, and I will catch y'all next time. Bye.